Hello, sisters. Happy Tuesday. You'll have to let me know what you think of these Tuesday lives. I thought that was a good day and time. But if you have other suggestions, then let me know. I'm always open to suggestions. I'm gonna wait a little while to see who else hops on. And I was feeling extra festive today, so I put on my snowflake earrings. Is anyone else here a fan of holiday or like Christmas or just like wintertime specialized jewelry? I remember in high school I used to have like a whole set of like Christmas earrings. I think I had like present earrings, stocking earrings, candy cane earrings. It's just so fun. And then they just, because they're cheap earrings, probably from Claire's, so they just kind of went bad, and I never really bought any new ones until last year. I bought these and I freaking love them. They're so beautiful and so pretty. But I'm super excited about this live today. And the good news is I can't go past 4:30 because I have a coaching call at 4:30. So I'm super excited to do this. And I want you to stay tuned till the end because I really want your opinion on something. As I was doing this, as I was, creating this live and brainstorming for this, a thought came to me. So I want your input. So stay tuned to the end and let me know what you think. And you'll find out what that is when we get to the end here. So, I am gonna get set up. So if you're watching the replay, say hey. If you are here live, let me know. Say hey. I would love to have your feedback. And what you'll need for this live today is a pen and paper or some way to take notes. So if you're a laptop note taker, you like taking notes in your phone, or if you're a writer, that's kind of like how I am for stuff like this, get that ready. I'll give you a minute to get that all ready while I set my stuff up. And yeah, so let me know. Let me know what you're doing. How's your day? How's your week going? Has anyone made Christmas cookies yet? Okay, so the holidays. The holidays can be such a super stressful time. So trying to plan who's coming, who's making what, who's staying where, or if you're traveling, accommodations, and then the added stress of the big C-19. I know it's something that can creep up on me if, I'm not careful, and it's something that, would have put me into high stress and high anxiety in the past. And I have been able to curb that for the most part. So for example, my in-laws, I love them, but they're not very good at making plans. And I'm very much a planner. I'm very much like, I like to know like who's coming, when you're gonna be here, what food we're gonna make, who's staying where, so I can have it all done, planned, and set up. They are more, let's just go with the flow, and if I come, I come, if I don't, I don't. So I've kind of tried to embrace more of that over the past couple of years, because that's something that's out of our control. I can't control what they do, their decisions, whether they decide to come or not. That's completely out of my control. But what I can control is me and how I react to those things. So this method, which I've talked about before, but I actually want to walk you through it today. It is the Fear Less, Live More 3-step method. Corinne, hey, I saw your hearts. Thanks for joining. I always love to have you here. So the holidays, and I'm going to show you how you can use this technique throughout the holidays. So I know a big thing is especially with, you and if you're in here, you're probably struggling on some level with perfectionism and trying to please everyone. That's kind of like a, hey Raza, nice to see you here. So, women in general, I think, are more people pleasers or trying to take care of everybody else. And especially if you're in this group, that means that on some level, you probably are struggling with perfectionism and trying to be perfect, having things perfect. And what this method is going to help you do is to get past that. So whether, you have a mother-in-law or a mom or whoever it is in your family who's always super critical or always super judgmental, this is something that can help you not really care. So we're going to go through, and again, you're going to need a pen, pencil, paper, or however you like to take notes, and we'll get started. My neighbors, and you probably can't hear this, but they have, they train military dogs, and there's one of the newer ones who doesn't like it when they're gone. And I think it might be because when they got him, it was when COVID started, so they were home, or I think one of them was always home, and he does not like it when they're not here, so he howls. So I'm actually really grateful that he howls and doesn't bark, because my office is on the wall that's closest to their house, so I can hear that dog howling throughout the day. So I could just hear him again. So it just kind of made me laugh. Okay, so let me take a sip of water. And we are gonna get started. So again, like this is the fearless 3-step method that I created. And I'm laughing because of the dog. So this is a great quote from the Institute of Transformational Nutrition. And it is, if you let fear control your life, you will never have the things that you truly want. And it's so true, because fear is there to protect us. It's to hold us back. A lot of the times it's based off of something that's happened in our past, and we didn't perceive it as something positive. So our brain is trying to protect us from getting into those situations again. So for example, if you feel really nervous doing like a Facebook Live or putting yourself out there to other people, there's probably something somewhere in your past where you had a negative experience with that. So it feels really scary, and it feels like, for me, when I first started doing this, like I was gonna throw up by doing a live, because I had those past experiences. So by pushing through the fear, you're actually going to get closer to the things that you really want and not stay stuck in where you're currently at, because obviously we want to grow and we have dreams that we want to fulfill with our life and with helping other people. So this method can really help you. So fear, oftentimes people will say, just get rid of fear or just shut fear out. But that's actually not what you want to do. What you want to do is you want to actually acknowledge that fear. And because fear isn't inherently bad, we need to feel fear. So trying to kick it to the curb just won't work. And fear does not like to be ignored. It does not like to be ignored. So another great quote from Cynthia Garcia, she's the founder of ITN, where I got my certificate from, as Raza and Corinne know, because they're both ITN coaches. One of the quotes that I like is, this is before the quote, if you'll bring light to what your specific fears are, this is her quote, essentially the worry that things won't be the way that you want them to be, that is directly what fear is. So your fear is essentially the worry that things won't be the way you want them to be. So if you let go of all of that paralyzing what ifs and choose peace, you can actually let those fears go and achieve what you want to achieve. So what I want you to do is close your eyes, and we're going to take a few deep breaths in and out. So take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose. Another deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose. So I want you to start to feel and think about what you're fearful of in this moment. So when you start to feel yourself going through all of the what ifs in your mind and feelings of anxiety and fear start to come on, what I want you to do is just to welcome that fear in like you would a good friend. Usually that's with a nice big hug. So picture in your mind what fear looks like to you and say to fear, that picture of fear that you have in your mind, come in, fear, I've been waiting for you. Don't try to ignore those fears and distract yourself here. It's okay to let those fears come to the surface. And just know that what we resist persists. And those feelings of fear and anxiety will not go away and they will not be ignored. They will usually get bigger and bigger and bigger until you bust out into, an anxiety attack or a panic attack, something along those lines. So again, I want you to think about what is the number one fear that's coming to the surface right now. So take another deep breath in and out. Once you have that fear in your mind, tell it, come in, fear, I've been waiting for you. And then once you have that fear, that number one fear, you can open your eyes and jot down what that is. So write down what that number one thing that you have fear about right now. What's that number one fear? And then you can continue to keep your eyes closed if you'd like. If that's something that works best for you, you can keep your eyes open. It's completely up to you. So once you have that fear written down, next, I want you to, again, picture in your mind, so it does help to close your eyes. Picture in your mind, fear is in front of you and you're embracing fear like you would a good friend. So usually that's a nice big hug. And in your mind, keep yourself hugging that fear. Keep yourself hugging that fear. Look fear right in its eyes. So look fear in her eyes and say to this fear, I'm so glad you are here. I know you've come to teach me something so that I can grow. So thank you for stopping by. I'll say that again. As you're hugging your fear in that nice big hug that you would give a friend, say, I'm so glad you are here. I know you've come to teach me something so that I can grow. So thank you for stopping by. Now, once you've done this, fear is like lost its shit. It's like, what is happening? Normally, you're shunning me, you're blocking me out, you never speak of me, I have to bang on the door to get your attention, but now you're acknowledging me and you're actually embracing me and welcoming me in. What? So at this point, your fear will feel less scary and more relaxed and actually quite warm and inviting. The fear doesn't have any power over your decisions anymore. Zero power over your decisions anymore. So now that you're embracing fear warmly and she's nice and relaxed, ask fear. So ask this image of fear that you have in your mind, you're still having in that warm embrace. What's the worst case scenario? What are you afraid will happen if you let go of all of the what ifs running through your mind? What is realistically the worst that would happen? So take some time to think about that. You can start jotting stuff down in your notebook or wherever you're taking notes, and I'll repeat that. You're going to ask fear, what's the worst case scenario? What are you afraid will happen if you let go of all the what ifs running through your mind? What is realistically the worst that would happen? What's the worst that would happen? And jot that down. If you need to take some more deep breaths, you totally can do that. So take a deep breath in and out. You can do another one. Take a deep breath in and out. Now that you have that written down, and you can always revisit this too, thinking from a place of peace. If those things did happen, would it really be so bad? If those things did happen, would it really be so bad? So an example here is just thinking about like my past and even like what's going on now. So one of the things that came up for me recently was we've had plans for my in-laws to come into town for Thanksgiving. And those plans have somewhat changed. And then we made plans to go up to my parents' house this weekend. And we were going to leave early so that we could be here to set things up for them because they were supposed to be flying in on Monday. Well, now they are driving. So in my head, what started happening was like, okay, so are we not going to be able to go to my parents? Are we going to have to come home early? Are they going to get here earlier because they're driving? And now there's more people that may be coming or might not be coming. So all of these things started going in my head. So I'm like, okay, so if they did come early, so say they came the earliest that they would get here, realistically, which is part of the exercise, what's realistically going to happen, could happen. They wouldn't get here before Sunday. If that happened, would that be so bad? No, we would just come home early and then we would just go and get the food and make the beds and do all that stuff when they get here. Would that really be that bad? No, it wouldn't. But if you let your mind spiral out of control and not acknowledge what you're thinking and what you're feeling about a certain situation, that's when the emotions and the feelings of anxiety kind of spiral out of control, and they can get you in trouble there. So then you feel more agitated, more irritated, and it's not fun for you and it's not fun for anybody else around. So that's just like a quick example of something that I feel like is kind of relatable. And because I feel like there's always at least one side of the family that's kind of like that. So, and the awesome thing about, this technique, and we're not done yet, is that it's so versatile. So you can use it for anything that comes up during this holiday season. So now that you've written down, if thinking from a place of peace, if those things did happen, would it really be so bad? Once you have that written down, and once you feel at peace with this fear, then you can say to fear, I am at peace with you now. So you're still embracing the fear, you still have it in that hug. And once you feel at peace with your fear, you can say to fear, I am at peace with you now. I am at peace with you now. And now you can release fear from that big old hug you had it in, and lovingly and with peace say, thank you for coming today to teach me something new. You may leave now. See ya. Bye-bye. So thank you for coming today to teach me something new. You may leave now. And the next thing I want you to jot down is, what did you learn from this fear? So what did you learn? What did you learn? So an example from the example that I just gave, I learned that no matter when my family comes, or if they come, everything will get taken care of. Everything will get taken care of. And what I have also learned through this journey is there's no need to worry about things that haven't even happened, because they may not even actually happen. So an example is probably, I think it was like a month or so ago, we thought that we were going to need 3 rooms and beds for people. But I told myself, we don't have 3 beds and rooms for people. Like, people that actually needed beds, like they can't sleep on the floor or an air mattress. So, I started kind of freaking out a little bit, but I'm like, you know what? This is like a month out. If that happens, if we get to that point and we actually do need 3 beds, then we'll deal with it then. But I'm not going to worry about something that's probably not going to even happen. And here we are a few days out and we don't need 3 beds. I know that those 3 groups of people that were coming that were needing beds, only one of them is coming now. And we have a bed for them. So, or there's only one of them that's potentially coming, because we still don't know. So a good lesson there is that the fear taught me that we don't need to worry. I don't need to worry about that because it may not even happen. So let me know if that's making sense. If you kind of understand, if you need anything to be clarified, I would love to clarify it for you. And then the next thing I want you to jot down is, what is the first action step you will take now that you've acknowledged, embraced, and released the fear? What's the first action step you will take now that you've acknowledged, embraced, and released your fear? And this is just a super simple and powerful exercise that will help break that cycle of anxiety and fearful thoughts so that you feel more excited about your life, so about the holidays, and doing things that are fun that you want to do, rather than constantly focusing on and becoming paralyzed by all the what ifs or worst case scenarios. So I'll give you a second to jot that down. And again, this is my free resource. So this is the Fear Less, Live More 3-step method that you can find on my website. So if you haven't downloaded it or you haven't looked at it, you can go to my website and you can get that right on the homepage. So StephanieNelsonCTNC.com. Or there's probably a link in the group somewhere, and I'll put a link in the comments here for you as well. But it's all there for you to have. I have clients who use this all of the time. All of the time. It's not a one and done thing. They have it. It's one of their favorite tools. And that's why I made it a free resource, because it was so helpful for her in her everyday life in so many different situations. So I really wanted to walk you through this a little bit today. So we have about 5 more minutes left before I have to get on my coaching call. And I want to know, how do you feel? How was this exercise for you? So feel free to share that in a private message to me or in the comments of this video. You might find that it's super helpful and super empowering to share your struggles and your fears here with everyone else, and to know that you're not alone, and to help support each other. So it can be really powerful when you have that group of people that are working through and trying to overcome the same thing you are, and they probably have the same fears you do too. So it can be super fun, super empowering to just put that in the comments. But I completely understand if that's not your thing, and feel free to send me a message. And I'd also really love to hear your story. So tell me about your anxiety story. What's going on with you? And how this was for you. I'd love to hear that. So I actually have opened up some spots for calls. So if you want to hop on a call and just tell me how this was for you, tell me your story, then I would love to do that. And I know that you've been stuck for most of your life because of your anxiety and perfectionism. and you're just scared to let it all go. I know that. And you don't know what the possibilities are. And that's where I come in. I was you. I was where you were, and I helped myself and I helped my clients push past their fear so that they can start seeing what's possible with their life. So, and again, I've heard this from my clients that they love coaching with me. They love hopping on that call because they know that they always have a safe, non-judgmental space with me. And I want you to know that you are worthy of feeling your best. So I had another story I wanted to share, but we've already gone on long enough. Corinne, thank you. You are so welcome. Raza, amazing. Stephanie, you are welcome. And thank you, Raza. Okay, so one thing. So if you want to hop on a call, let me know. Just send me a message or a comment. Put a comment in this video and we can get that rolling. And so the thing that I wanted your opinion on is, how would you like for the Fear Less, Live More 3-step method live that we did today, how would you like doing that as a 3-day challenge? Is that something that would interest you? And the whole idea is I want to be in here giving you information that's going to serve you, that's going to help you. So if this was like a lot of information or you would like to dive just deeper into each area over like a challenge, because challenges are just fun and they're super motivating. I love doing challenges. Then I would love to do that. Corinne, yes. Awesome. Okay. So we got one yes. So let me know. And I might do a poll in here later this week just in case someone misses this video, that I want to get everyone's opinion. So let's see what happens there. So that's super exciting. And I almost didn't do this live because I was like, this would be a really good 3-day challenge. But Raza says yes too. Awesome. So 2 yeses. But I was like, you know what, let me just go in and give them a little bit of a taste. And again, if you don't have this saved to your phone so that you can access it, then go to my homepage on my website, stephanienelsonCTNC.com, and get that. You may already have it in your inbox. So if you want to check there first, just search my email and it might come up. You can search stephanienelson.ctnc@gmail.com. And if nothing comes up, then just go to my webpage and you can download it from there. Yes, so that's all I have. And now I have to go hop on my coaching call. So thank you, Raza and Corinne, for being here live. And thank you everyone for joining in on the replay. Bye.